What's going on, everybody? This is Kev the Barber with another classic, and today I've come to answer a question that I got while responding to people on Instagram in my DMs, and I thought it was a really great question. The question was, do I have any tips on barbering through college/garage barbershops, specifically advertising, pricing, attracting people outside of dorms, and general business advice? I thought this was a great question. It's something I struggle with. So let's start with advertising. The most important thing you need to find out is how your customers think. How they choose the barber that they go to, why they choose that person. What's the best way for them to get a haircut? Where will they be? Is this an easy place for me to get to? Where do they look for you? Is it easy for me to understand where it is if I haven't been there before? Can I walk there? Does the area look professional? All these questions you need to think about, because you got to step outside of yourself. Where online can they find you? Can they talk to somebody about you? How have you branded yourself to be seen by another person? What I advise everybody to do with advertising is know the customer. You got to know what they're looking for. You got to know how they want to look for it, and you want to get in their heads and see, like, what exactly does this person think about barbering? Like, you're gonna come across people who, one, care about loyalty. Once you get them, you probably have them for life, unless you completely mess up their hairline or their fade or something like that. Then you're gonna have those other people who jump. Like, they don't really care who they go to. They only care that they get a haircut. Or people who come, it's like they want it done in a timely manner. You got people who don't care who they go to, but they care how fast they get it done. So, like, you have to just know who's sitting in your chair. You gotta be extremely personable. Advertisement, it's just being extremely real. They gotta know what you think about barbering. Are you passionate about it? Me as a customer, if I sit in somebody's chair and I know they care about my hair more than I do, more than likely I'm gonna go with this person every single time. So you gotta make sure that, one, that you care about this person. You truly gotta care. If you don't, then you're in the wrong profession. And then you gotta worry about how you're gonna communicate that to the customer, because you can have all these qualities, and it will not matter because the customer doesn't know it. So if you feel this way, if you feel that you are this way, you gotta find creative ways to literally let your customers know. That's what advertisement is all about. Being the quality and communicating that quality to the customers. If you don't have both of those, you're losing out. Because if you communicate the quality to the customers, but you do not personally have that quality, they're gonna find out. But if you have the quality within you and you cannot communicate it well, then they're just gonna go to somebody who can and does have the quality. It doesn't really matter if you actually have it, because very select few are gonna notice it if you don't particularly show it. 9 times out of 10, if you have it, you're gonna show it. But that's one. And of course, the ancient word of mouth, it's still very, very, very valid, and that all comes back to personability and being realistic and real. A person's gonna come to you because you're extremely vulnerable. They know about you, your life, your passions, your goals. Just unveil yourself. Let yourself. You don't gotta tell them like what happened at home with your wife or whatever, or your girlfriend, but you can be real with them. You're their psychologist, you're their friend, you're everything. If you're not willing to be what that person needs you to be in that chair, then you're just in the wrong profession. That's all I can really say. Then you're gonna actually have those people who don't want to talk. You as a barber may want to talk, but if they are the most comfortable with zero talking, then that's what you need to do. You need to make sure that you just allow these people to be as comfortable as possible. Whatever that looks like is whatever you should be doing. Next, we're talking about pricing. Pricing is a mixture of two things. What are you willing to do work for? Like, if you take 30 minutes for a cut and you want to have at least like $40 an hour, then you should be pricing it $20 per haircut. But if somebody is better than you and is quality and provides quality and communicates that quality but charges, say, 17, you can't just charge 20 because you want 20. You have to understand both of them. You have to understand you internally, what you're willing to do so that you don't sell yourself short. But you also have to recognize what the market's looking like. If you're not listening to the market, then the market's just gonna attack you. You're not gonna get any customers if the next guy is undercutting you with the prices. And now let's say you're somebody who isn't that good, right? You're really just trying to build a following, build people, gain money while practicing. You just charge like $5. Like $10 for two is $7 for one haircut. Like, get creative. Like I said, you have to understand the customer. Pretend like you're the customer. If I don't know you, if you're not that good, how much would you pay for your haircut? If you guys haven't seen How Much Money Can I Make as a Barber, I touched a bit on with pricing and stuff. Attracting people was the second thing. It's basically the same thing as advertisement. Get in the mind of the customer. You need to, because if you don't, it all comes back to the same thing. Like, you need all these things. You need to work on all these things. You neglect any of them, the money will neglect you. That's really what it comes down to. The last thing he said, just general business advice, is the fourth section. I think business advice is a very psychological thing. We think business and we think spreadsheets, we think computers, we think a business suit and meetings and all these things. Personally, I think of it as, since coming from a psychological background, like psychology major, I think of it as just knowing people. You completely understand people and what they want. If you understand people and what they want and how to give it to them, you don't need to know how to do a spreadsheet. You'll just have somebody do it for you because you're that good at knowing people. Knowing people includes knowing yourself. If you don't know yourself, then you're gonna neglect your weaknesses and you won't work on them. You're gonna neglect your strengths and you won't capitalize on your strengths, and you'll just lose out. Because what if you're better at marketing on Instagram than you are on Twitter, but you don't know that? So you don't have an Instagram and you're using Twitter and you're struggling because you just don't know that you're better at Instagram, and you don't know that you're not good at Twitter. So you're just in a situation where, and you don't even know if you need to be good at these things. Like, you just do it because you saw somebody do it. You got to understand that, and the market. So if you're just constantly learning and constantly being extremely humble, there's a slogan for the Barber's Table, which I haven't really been pushing, but it's like, stay humble and stay hungry. Something I learned from Kyrie Irving. It's really great business advice. If you stay humble, you'll never be in a position where you feel you've learned everything. If you're humble, you look at different people and always see that there's something they know that you don't, no matter who it is. From it comes to like an 8-year-old to a 70-year-old. You don't think you're better than somebody else. They have something to offer, because everybody you walk past has something to offer. When I look into my DMs, I see individual people. I don't see numbers. I see a community. I see people who want to learn, who want to speak to me, and I would love to speak to you guys. I know my fades aren't perfect. Even though I have an RMF, I rate other people's fades. That's only because people want me to do that for them. And I understand that. I know the market. I can see it and see what people want from me, and then I try and give that to you guys. Michael Jordan said once that obstacles don't have to stop you. If you run into a wall, don't turn around and give up. Figure out how to climb it, go through it, or work around it. And that's where staying hungry comes in. You're forever trying to fulfill something, no matter what happens. You can get smacked in the face by failing your license, not passing the test for your barber's license, right? You could just be like, oh, this isn't for me, and stop. Or you can just go again and try again. Or you mess up on a haircut and you're like, dang, this isn't for me. Or you can just try again. Because I guarantee you, every single barber you see on YouTube, me included, has messed somebody up or hasn't done a haircut that's very good or anything, but they just didn't stop. And that's what it takes. It takes somebody who's going to be consistent. It takes somebody who isn't going to get knocked down every time they make a mistake, but understand mistakes are the same things that push you up, that improve you, that make you better. But yeah, that's all I got to say for today. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next video. Peace out.